next to the chrome mining up there in Bulcise and the Elbasan industrial site. This is probably the poorest and most environmental polluted area of Albania, in the Fier Petrol Marinza, it's called. It's in the south of Fier, and it is a big liability, but also it's a €1 trillion treasure, similar like Trepča in Kosovo. This is a €1 trillion treasure for anybody to lift. But of course the environmental costs are huge. The government doesn't want to take the liabilities, and nobody of the international investor communities wants to take the liabilities for what the communists have done and what was messed up in the transition. So it's something, who knows if it will be ever lifted. And there's now some Chinese capital in it, there was some Azeri capital in it. It's all very messy and it's deeply problematic, and it's beyond this hill. You have seen a bit, I will show you more. I will try to make a specific visit also in the future, but it's some of the things which is a mixed blessing because of these huge costs to lift it due to the environmental damage of communism. But it's something which could potentially and in the long term will make Albania a very rich country, together with the huge gas resources which are also sure to be out there in the Adriatic. And I think there's a huge future, but the reality is also relatively grim in this part. We're now leaving this valley of the petrol town, and we are coming then to the magnificent, beautiful, and that's really a natural beauty, that's Berat, where the wine industry is. And luckily the wine industry on the other side of the valley is not affected by the sad reality of the Fier Valley and its dramatic environmental disaster. I call for the government to basically cover everything here with solar panels and then produce the energy which is needed to basically lift or to transform this area in a richer area, and also have the energy to remove all the environmental disasters. And then the €1 trillion treasure down there will be able to be lifted, and that would be of course a heaven sent for the poor people here, because despite them living on €1 trillion of treasure, they live in absolutely shocking poverty. Only the few who have a family outside, they can live decently, but the rest of the houses are really in very deplorable conditions, and the poverty is really shocking. Yeah, so much from Fier while passing, and more. This is also one of the polluted rivers, and much of the Fier pollution from this region, from the petrol in the winter floods, is then coming to the beaches. So even the beaches here have this legacy, and this the tragic reality of being polluted from the massive bitumen and oil spoils from this mismanaged oil wealth of Albania. Yes, this is a deeply problematic valley, the same like the Elbasan Valley, and also Bulcise with the mining resides. It's the three most difficult and most problematic environmental legacies of communism in Albania, which will need billions of euros of European money to lift and to remove and to clean it up. And the better for the people and for everybody else, because we only have one environment in Europe. Why let the situation be like that for so long?